Hey, what's up, everybody? Um, just a few comments about the Kiss Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction that is to happen tonight, April 10th. And I know a million things have been said about it already, and it just it boggles the mind that Gene and Paul are still bad mouthing Ace and Peter and all this, and it's just like these guys are literally 2 days away from being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which, by the way, is not that big a deal in terms of like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't really care about Hall of Fame one way or the other. It's just entertainment. But it's just amazing to me how these guys are still, ripping into each other. And I can't give Peter Chris a pass necessarily on the whole thing, but because he's done his fair share of talking and complaining over the years. So I'm not going to give him a pass, but at the same time, I'm just so sick and tired as a diehard Kiss fan about how Gene and Paul just want to rewrite the history of Kiss, and that's what having Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer wear the original members' makeup. That to me is what this is all about. It's about like pretending that Ace and Peter, never had anything to do with the creation and the founding of Kiss and the success of Kiss. They want to make it out to be like everybody else had had a hand in it, and Ace and Peter were just like were role players or something. When in fact, as a student of Kiss in terms of their history, it's just if you look at the early live, especially the early live videos of not videos but the live performances rather of Kiss, Ace and Peter were in the forefront. Okay, it's like they were driving the band, and Gene was there. Gene certainly was a presence, and Paul certainly was a presence. But Ace and Peter were very much driving and just kicking ass. And it's just amazing to me that because they had problems with them, money problems with them, contractual problems, and I'm not denying any of that. I'm not saying that Ace and Peter were angels because they weren't. But at the same time, let's be fair. Don't insult the intelligence of Kiss fans. Everybody knows for years and years it was only the first four guys. And when Kiss enjoyed all its success, its mega success, it was with Ace, Peter, Gene, and Paul. And that was the same even until 1995. 15 years had passed without the original members being in the band. And in 1996, when they got reunited, as a group, they hadn't experienced success like that since 1979, which was the last time the four members were together. And so, Gene and Paul really they've got to stop insulting the fans of this really once great rock and roll outfit, which is sadly has gone the way of dinosaurs in the sense of how they just just want to cut each other up and destroy each other. And at this point, I think that Peter and Ace would stop complaining, and really more so Peter than Ace. Ace has done his damnedest to try to stay out of all this, ruckus and fray, and just try to enjoy the moment. But Peter Chris, I guess, is a guy who understands what he did wrong in life, understands the mistakes that he made, but also isn't a guy to just brush aside disrespect. And he said that many, many times. And he's a guy who will do what he has to do, in terms of, verbally going, counterattacking their, Gene and Paul's assaults on him and Ace. And also, over, legal matters where he's gone after them, because of contracts and whatnot, which he deemed were unfair. Whether they were or they weren't, that's what he felt. And, it's not a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not something outside of the norm where a drummer in the rock and roll business is looked down upon and even, kind of pushed aside. So I think that Peter has a lot of legitimate, complaints and a lot of legitimate gripes. So, in other words, there's a prejudice against drummers in the rock and roll world. So My point being that I just would wish at this point that Gene and Paul, really specifically, because they're really the fire starters, no pun intended, about all this, this constant bickering and this constant backstabbing and talking about the other guys and this and that. It's like, guys, just leave it, leave it alone at this point. The time has come to move on. I started listening to Kiss when I was 4 or 5 years old. I'm now 44. It's like, can't we just as fans, and Gene and Paul supposedly are always all about the fans, can't we just as fans just appreciate the body of work that Kiss has done over the course of their many years of existence, and just do without all this crapola, because it really does take away from the greatness of this group. And Kiss was and still remains one of the most exciting groups to ever hit the scene. I mean, not every rock and roll band is exciting. A lot of rock and roll groups, man, just because they may play in 4/4 time, it doesn't mean that they do anything for you. Kiss was an exception. They were an exciting rock and roll band. I mean, not for anything, Jefferson Airplane is not that exciting. The Grateful Dead is not that exciting. The list goes on and on and on. No disrespect to those groups, Creedence Clearwater Revival, whichever, they weren't that exciting. Now, they may have had good music. I appreciate their music, not all of it, some of it, some more than others. But, exciting rock and roll groups are hard to find. The Who was an exciting rock and roll group. Certainly Kiss. When you think about excitement, they're right there. Maybe nobody more so. So, what I'm trying to say is we should just enjoy it. Just like right now, those four guys tonight should just be enjoying what they put into the group, the founding of the group, the music that they made, the excitement that they created, and the good times they gave to a lot of people, who take their fandom of Kiss, really seriously. And stop disrespecting all of us, and just be brothers, be friends, even if it's for just one last time. And just one more thing as a postscript. Gene and Paul, guys, you got to stop pretending that Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer are the original members of the group, because that's what these guys have been doing for the last 10 years. They've been going around pretending, not Eric and Tommy, but Gene and Paul have been pretending like Ace and Peter almost like never existed. And this goes way, way back. This goes back to about 2004 when they started this crap. And you talk about revising history. That's really insulting to a person's intelligence. So anyway, on a lighter note, good luck. Best wishes to Gene, Paul, Peter, and Ace. I wish you guys were playing tonight. I can't wait to see the video. Unfortunately, they're not going to be, but I can't wait anyway to see the video of how things go down. I think the videos are going to be out, the broadcast rather, of this thing, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction in May. So it's something to look forward to, and I'm sure that if there's a lot of controversy tonight, we're going to know about it real soon. All right, guys, take care. Thanks again. Bye.